All right, guys. Today we're going to do a little more on our smokehouse. Now, this smokehouse, I am designing it for meat preservation. So, I have a smoker right here that I use to cook meat on. I'll turn the camera. This right here, this on the trailer. I use it to do my cooking on. This we're building to preserve meat. And I may have mentioned that in some of the previous video on it. I've lost some footage. I hadn't really lost it, but I hadn't been able to publish it because it's on my computer. It's down. We're doing everything with iPhone for temporary means till we can get our computer back going. But besides all that, what we fix to do, we've got all our lathing on here. You see, we got the lathing on the top. We've got a run in the middle right here on the side. This bottom floor is flush with the outside of my post, and I have a piece right up here that we put across the top, and then there's a piece across the front that's out of the same stuff I put on the very top. So we've got it where we can put some metal. So what I've done is I had two 16-foot sheets left from my shed where I built with the round wood. You can go back and see my older videos where I built that. Luckily they were 16 foot long. There's two sheets. So this roof is 8 foot. I've got a foot of overhang on the front and the back. I built it 6 foot. So I have an 8-foot roof. I cut these sheets, and I've got 4 sheets now that are 8 foot long. So they're 2 foot wide. I marked 4 foot in my center up here, and to make them work out the same either way, I'm going to lay 2 up there and get them centered and put screws in them, and then put the other 2 up there. So if you'll hang with me, we're fixing to get started on this. I'm going to screw these down. This is 1.5 inches. Get it in the camera. These are 1.5 inch screws now. I don't know what kind of screws y'all are familiar with. You see, this has a small drill tip on the center. These are awesome screws. They have a rubber washer. The old timers use lead nails on there. Don't prefer using them. They probably work as well. If you've got a bucket full of them, by all means have at it. But I used to do metal roofing for a living, and I had some odd and end loose screws left over. And these are white. These are from where I built my house. So that's what I had left. So the color don't really bother me for what we're doing. We're going to wrap this sides with old tin. It's got some holes in it. We ripped it off of a house years ago. And that's what we're going to put around the sides. So stick with us, and we're going to see if we can start getting some metal wrapped on this thing. All right, well, we've got a top on it now. We've got it watertight on the, as far as raining through the roof. Now the metal that I'm gonna put on the sides is old metal. I mentioned it's got it's got holes in it where we pulled it off of a building. That's gonna be fine. Smoke's gonna come out. I'm gonna leave a crack at the top somewhere anyway. So I'm probably fixing to try to go ahead and put some metal on the back here. I may not put it on the sides just yet because I've got to get some beams run across through there to hang my meat on. I want to either put some poles that I can tie string to or hooks that I can just hook the meat on, but I've got to come up with a way to hang my meat in there. So we're gonna see about getting some metal on the back right quick. Y'all hang with us. All right, we got the back wall wrapped up. You pretty much see how this is gonna go, so we're gonna probably go ahead and cut the footage off and get the rest of it wrapped on up, and then I'll get with you here directly. This is some old handles that I've salvaged off of stuff. I would like to forge me one just for looks, and I may do that eventually. I like the old rustic look. We're gonna mount this on this door and see if we can, cut good. We'll get us enough pine straw right here raked up. I know you can't see now what I'm doing. I was raking the pine straw back out around where this heater is. I know some of you wondering how I'm gonna operate this. You can see now that we've got it all wrapped up with metal. We've got our door on it. So what I've got behind me right here, this is an Ashley wood burning heater. Let me adjust your camera a little where you can see a little bit better. Okay, Now what this is I've got it's just an old heater we used to have in the house I grew up in. And of course they moved to gas logs, but we kept the old heater. It's been in storage in a shed. I'm gonna build something over it to protect it, to keep it from running out here in the weather. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook pipe up from it, cut me a hole in the wall, and my fire's gonna be out here, and I'm gonna pump the smoke into there. I've already got my salt box built. I'm gonna show it to you. I built it off camera because these videos, some of them's getting too long and they getting way too boring for you to watch every little detail. I did want to teach the basic framing techniques of things so the average person can build about whatever they want to, but some of it is just common sense, and by the seat of your britches just start cutting and fitting and know exact this, that, or other. But I will show you how I did my salt box, and I'm going to show you kind of a little bit about how I'm going to operate this. And then when we get ready to fire it up, I'll make another video on us actually setting it off and putting smoke through it, and we'll see how it operates. I'm going to use this to tan furs in, the smoking process of that. When you brain tan something, you have to smoke that fur. So I'll build a fire and that smoke will go through that pipe, and when it comes out in there, I'll rig something up. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I'll get my hides in there where I can smoke them good inside this smokehouse, and we'll see how it works. Now, I don't know of anybody that does it that way. I'm sure they are somewhere. But we'll hang our meat and smoke it. We're going to make venison sausage and odd and end things that I hadn't been able to do up until now myself. We've made sausage before, but we tried to smoke it on this cooking smoker and it gets too hot. It just cooks it and it don't preserve it. We're gonna put it in this and do some in here. So this is a learning curve for me. I've never done this. I don't personally know anybody that knows how to do it or does it. I've researched it on the internet, what they call the old interweb, and I've read some books on it. So I've got a vague idea. If some of you know more about how this process works, leave me some comments. Let me know how you do it. I'm interested in learning this, but I wanted to give an opportunity for you guys to learn along with me. So